Okay, let's actually play with the settings because it was super goddamn loud. Oh boy, I can't even resize the window. How do I go back? Oh, back. Okay, now it's super quiet. Oh, this drink is empty. Let's start our new game. Before we get started, tell us your name. Cotrons. Wow! You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now! 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 Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack that clock. Up and at 'em. Throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. Smack that clock. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by. You find your imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You'll allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. It's here, finally! Your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Mmm, delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yikes, you're in such a hurry, in fact, that you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here, your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Gotrons. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, I'm because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What's the It's that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by MasterChef parents, she always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies, playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with universities of Cooking School Academy for what a fucking name. Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. 3-day semesters? Uh. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped her tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Pep talk your best friend. Change the subject. Ooh, school gossip. You got this, Miriam. Remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet. She told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy looking tower, and that other card featuring the handsome fellow in a red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time, we'll be graduating and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Marion up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything's will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's is that supposed to be Ashley? But like a really, really over like dramatic way of spelling it. It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Gotron's shins out of alone. I'm so glad I didn't go with Yang, because then that would have been my first name. And that would have been weird to say. You leave Gotron's shins out of the alone. They are perfectly normal shins. Ugh, can't believe Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van Van, the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Ahem, Van Van. Look at her fucking, like, stocking. It has, chicken legs. You rang. You've never been sure that what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You think they just hand us our diplomas now? Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. God, voices are hard. Gosh, all these characters already. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door. Pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after Pop Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Gotron, so are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. Into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of class. Adorable! Now, quiet everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. Okay, I'm gonna change his voice. What? A cute dog is our professor. This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals will fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then, he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. It's... If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sander interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish the sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you. You're not entirely wrong. Let me see if... Oh, I'm like covering up his face. Let's see. Let's go to the edit. Let's make this a little smaller so it doesn't completely... so it doesn't even cover anything. Just gonna also move this here. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a lot. Maybe if you would open the window back up before faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. What is with all your really weird insults? Besides, when Gotron sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful! Look at that shimmer! You turn to find Colonel Sanders is standing right in front of you. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy howdy, this classroom sure gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you. How about how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. So, I need to now move this box. So now you need to change your phrase. Instead of sweaty, you need to say shimmery. Yeah, I'm a little sad, a little hungry, a little shimmery. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you respond? Take the handkerchief. Refuse the handkerchief. I can't refuse the handkerchief. I must take it. You stretch out your hand, and Colonel Sander places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful. You hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down, to set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sparks and compete in the broom cooking arena. And then another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss. Quiet. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares blankly at him. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clink made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzz, the class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkle walks in the classroom, as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. Hey, I need those gamer gummies. You should be taking care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? Beef treat? Rubber ball? Chicken snack? Let's see, do I have an inventory here? That is not an inventory. Let's see, I feel like the rubber ball is just really rude. Like, that's straight up racism right there. All, just giving him a treat is kind of a little bit racist. But he might like a beef treat. Gamer gummies, you missed it on the last stream. We were talking about gamer gummies. Yeah, and door 3, the chicken snack is like the obvious way to go because you want to impress Mr. Sanderson. But kind of want to give him a beef treat because let's go with the beef treat. You reach beneath your apron and return a small bit of beef jerky in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. Beef? Are you trying to Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I would never eat that. You clearly do, you clearly do not belong here. Please remove your apron, then remove yourself from this class and this school. It seems you've reached the end of the line, Chef. The proverbial game over. Give up or try again. Yeah, let's try again. I don't know what give up would do. Would it just bring me back to the title screen? I hope it just brings me back to my decision and not like to the beginning of the game. Oh, it just brings me back to the beginning of the chapter. Take blah blah blah, my lord. Chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. Well, I think there might be some competition for a new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm, doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds opened to amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seat, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, Gotrons, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed the seat next to me, if you're interested. Two options, but which will you choose? Sit by Colonel Sanders or sit by your best friend? You know, can't not sit by our best friend, you know? It'd be just rude just to just ditch them after just meeting this man here with his wonderful lush goatee and yeah, whatever. He moved to sit by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little bit better. I've never sacrificed our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's pop quiz. It's time for our pop quiz. Reading is hard. Yay, a quiz about me. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Meh. Depends. Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. It doesn't matter at all. Yeah, it's pretty. F the Colonel. Oh, I will. I mean, what? Extremely important. Extremely important to wash your hands. I mean, you know, it's just logic, but I feel like it's baiting me. But you know what? That's right. Flourish is to treat as chicken is to feather. Night vision goggles, a slam dunk. Feather? I mean, they're making these like really obvious, so I feel like I should have answered like the joke answers, but you know what? I'm serious about my culinary education here. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, a spork. You know, you could argue a meat tenderizer because you just tenderize everything and you don't have to like worry about like if you're using a spoon, you just get a straw and you just and, like everything's just all like mush and you just like suck it up all with a straw. But I'm gonna say spork. That's right. Wait, I thought those was 3 questions. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat. A pancake that looks like a silly face. Oh, it really is a pancake that looks like a silly face. Um, like anything prepared with love and not much salt, is good too. But pancake with a silly face. That's wrong. It's wrong. Is Sprinkles a good boy? No. He's a talking dog that teaches at a culinary school. He is the best boy! Yes. Yes. That's wrong. He is nothing but the best. Your total score is 3 out of 5. It's no perfect score, but at least it's not a complete and utter embarrassment. You catch Colonel Sanders eyeballing your answers. His reaction is hard to read. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That's our lunch, and it smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh. Lunch. She said shh. Come on, dude. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell is... You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard you heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy, golden finish. The aroma envelops you. And you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken. What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to rumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid recipe, dude? Pshaw! Nah, my dude. Nah. Oh, wait, it's Fan Man talking. Um, I forgot what voice I was doing for him. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of those ingredients is, Poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, well, Van the Man, if you don't want any, I'll take his. Whoa, whoa. I mean, I guess I'll try it. I'm like changing his voice constantly. It's just gonna be different every time. He takes one bite of his. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts controlling his face and he tries to hold his pure exhilaration and act of unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Galaxy Brain. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary art. Swim towards the light. Towards the light. Somewhere up ahead, a bright light beckons you. The flavors are so intense, you become wrapped in them. Unable to resist, you reach toward the light. It grabs your hand and pulls you closer, closer, until your fingertip connects with the end of everything. You are forever lost in the land of tender fried chicken bliss. Your mind dissolves. There is no Gotrons now, only herbs and spices. Though Miriam tries to revive you, she cannot. Game over. This two dead ends. Blah blah blah. Skip through all this. Alright. Now I will either focus my mind and meditate on this moment and try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary art. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? Ha ha ha. Bold, how bold to come out and ask. Fucking Kane. It is an idea for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got a whole 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone. Then he leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use. It's something my great grandmother taught me. Wow, you'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you wrap while you're wrapped up in the huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say, the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone, together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him to show you your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add additional ingredient to really spice things off. Be modest, but thoughtful. Be modest, but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you, I really enjoyed your food. Now you've really got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Gootrons. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. What the fuck is that? You've stepped into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowds of fans that you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear, just you and me and you and me, just the two of us. Want to be my partner? Sure, Gotrons, I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, partner. Oh my, two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know how to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to be Miriam's partner? I trust Clank. He's got a very confident looking face there. Just oozing with confidence. Just so much confidence. so much confidence. Clink. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop had any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzz. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders. A panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare. Seems easy enough, it's fancy, and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business. You'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did somebody call for me? No, geez, Van Van. While I'm over here crushing Gotrons' dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into a boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van Van. Are we working together in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Gotrons was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up my level. Haha, doubt it. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel, deep down, that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. It makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need. Turn to Miriam, your forever bestie, who always has your back. Miriam, Tuscate, save me! You turn to Miriam, and as soon as you find her, she senses it and looks back. This girl's friend in need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over. Is somebody threatening my friend? I will destroy them! I actually think that Ashley and Van Van were just leaving you in the dust, vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps. But stepping away from this competition, you are sorely mistaken. Ma'am, you are a loyal friend, but Gotrons is my partner for today's activity. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short butts, but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed and boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps, so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out which out of which pours a smooth, brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy Gravy flows down the mountain of mashed potatoes. The result look the results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sparkful up. Even you see Ashley with a sinister look. You know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sparkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something. I'm just mixing all the accents now. Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potato and gravy, and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Gotrons. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I have potatoes face? Van rushes over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes and gravy, pathetic. In a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, plated on a battle axe bladed, forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van, swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't. Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The result could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. I killed him. Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When he looked back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of tentacle being slurped into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Whoopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen. This guy's just still just standing here. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are all motionless as statues. The class bell rings. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello. I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on a another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today? Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him, in a way that's that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Gudrons. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I have been working toward that dream day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a whole lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes, like like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you, shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. Spark Monster is right here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was laying down my guard in connection with another chef on an emotional level? Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster, see? Is he is he's rhyming on purpose? Is he's rhyming on oh, okay. Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset the Spark Monster. Spark Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Spark Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws energy from Mother Earth herself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? To buff up, you draw energy into your arms, thinking back all the stirring you did in the kitchen as a child. Your muscles go super swole, and you're ready to take on anything. Spark Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spark Monster uses Utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to go on the attack. Chow down. Chow down does 2 damage. A powerful blow. Spark Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. You just up here for a minute. What is going on? It's obviously it all makes sense. Don't worry about it. Feeling vulnerable, Spark Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch. Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spark Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spark Monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy. Finish him. Spare this wretched beast. What makes sense about this? Everything. Come on. It's a spork monster. It's a monster made of sporks. Spare this wretched beast. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. He's gonna come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this. I certainly won't be back, like you said. The spark monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It at first appears to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it is so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. This is a little concerning. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko? That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. Oh my god, he's in our room. He's in our room. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. How did he know where we lived? He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my colonel. What in darnation? In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Oh, there's Ghost Boy. He did. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient. Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably because he already trusts you so much. Sure, makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. You know, start of day 2. I'm gonna take a quick break. Grab some more water, because all this talking is making me thirsty. Alright, I return. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, so I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, um, I think I might like Clank. Like? Like him? Like, like? Like, like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at his school. He didn't even go to a school that he didn't go to, and was also con- also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of this homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't you be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea how to prove that your love is real. Well, he's not into me. Why? Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that a secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about he told me all about his passions for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled up my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived earlier. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I've ever tasted. You're I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyway, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know one secret ingredient, so I doubt it'll be much use to anyone. Cough, Fibber, cough. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know about. No one has to know it came from your Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? Tell her the ingredient Colonel Sanders told you. Make up a fake ingredient. We can't betray Colonel Sanders, and can't really betray our bestie, but she's she'd understand that we don't want to, screw somebody else over, right? You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about it was I have new. I know it sounds like some kind of weird, like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? I have new. Wow. Her eyes lit up, imagining such a thing, and you fear that you've satisfied her curiosity, and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm what she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Run to him. You decide the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up on the back of his stallion, and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprises the horse. It rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. What? Oh, Godrons. I am here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end. So, it's serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And that name is. But before you can continue, you suddenly wake. Ah, jeez. You wake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes. Lean in for a kiss. No, it's too soon. Maybe you shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here, but one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter this classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try to peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why, why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature. Act like you're not interested in them, but really try to get a closer look. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van muttering something that sounds like a magic spell. However, he knows you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. Ahem. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules. I'm not sure how you know how to make how you know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. It doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the Spork Monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall. They're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig in any further, you are interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's time for class. Meep meep. Clank must be running late. He is in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, even from a stand mixer. Womp, womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely you must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan? Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny little legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkle stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkle jumps on you and licks your face. Calm down, boy. Down. Off toppen. Off toppen? Off yeah. That command, shouted by Colonel Sanders, has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. He's cast a spell on people, specifically me. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you missed most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Gotrons. Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A glass of water, a shimmering pepper, a dog biscuit. Biscuit. Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles, an example of his own culinary talents. Perhaps you reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. Is this the end? You fade into darkness, but something is there. The spork monster? Borgo? What are you doing here? It's not your time, friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten. You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Which item would you want to sample? A shimmering pepper. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way. So naturally, you reach out and grab it and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend. This guy? Again? I'm here to give you an important message. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I still got some spice stuck in my throat. Yeah, it's fine. I'll work through. To fulfill the prophecy, you must. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand that demand that they stop wasting everyone's time. Step up and tell them you're on. Bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool. Good one, man. I like your gumption, Gotrons. I'll be waiting for. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things are reaching a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. No, students. Please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer. Sprinkles' voice is killing me. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready." That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, was that Colonel Sanders? Whoops. Oh, I stand corrected. The hard way built. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made his mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. The timer runs down. You'll be forced to pick randomly. It always boils down. Blah blah blah, blah. 100 seconds after, it's like that's wrong. What? I didn't even select anything. Blah blah. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. The timer didn't even reach 0. You don't know. Blah blah. You're going to need season to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say you used? 11. That's right. You might not know all of it, the ingredients, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tell what intensifies. Now that you've gotten some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Trust. That's wrong. I'm begging you to get it together. Get it, dog? Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never to forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now, would be a great time for that energy. Where does this energy come from? Small town. That's right. This is your shot. You're going to, and you're not going to miss it. Ow! You try to shut off the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What's the sound of success? Sizzling. That's wrong. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. Game over. Ah. Blah blah blah. Here we go again. You're on. Pop. That's right, but how would you even have gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. Blah blah blah. Get this chat back up. You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook it, but you don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many hours did he use? That's right, 11. Tail wagging intensifies. Now you've got the basics going. It's time to elevate your craft. It is done with what state of mind offers the most flavor. Vigilance. That's wrong. I'm begging you. Blah blah blah. Next question. Classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget when you forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice. You draw energy from that place. A small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot, and you're not gonna miss it. Oh! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence. That's right. When they taste your cooking, they will be so taken with it that they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Gotrons. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. Where, uh, what were you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. You are on a stranded island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Me and Colonel Sanders walking on the beach. What does that have to do with crafting a spectacular fried chicken, delicate baked biscuits? Woof woof. You're really beginning to you're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes! I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Gotron's does. A good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixture to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Gotrons, no! But you're not fast enough. Your hands get stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. Colonel, no! What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. The battle is over. Oh, I'm dying. I'm gonna be with unknown student guy. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Certainly makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Gotron's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you'll find A wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Gotrons to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, inside you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream two ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Gelée? Gelée? Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a sauce-covered finger on his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Girl, get away from him. You reach out with your apron to wipe the sauce off his glistening face. Colonel Sanders recoils and brushes you back. This goatee isn't a fashion statement, it's also functional. I was saving that flavor for later. Aw. Also, I'm not sure if the background audio was too quiet before. Before you can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and we're back to the beginning. The very beginning. Blah blah blah. Grudge. Blah blah. What were you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. Grr. What a hunk. Riding together in a gondola. What does that? Blah 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 blah. Internalize the rage you feel. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes, and that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off of your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy, fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and they have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater to his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. You know, you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, think again. I wasn't always the man you you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. But I've walked other paths, arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an ob- obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule hoarder. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I, I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved that I was going to amount to something. No matter no amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best that I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One, um, one has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit could be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you are interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster! Borko! It is I! I know I said I wouldn't be back after the whole fight to the death thing, but maybe you didn't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know that it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad that I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also wanted to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to the school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you know. Or you see, I don't believe you. You were human once? Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Until one day some bean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I have lost it. If you find of such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef. You shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. I was gonna use that book for things, reasons. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Gotrons, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Step. That's a nice this picture. This is him as an old man. Maybe he's like the son of the original Colonel Sanders. Also, this chicken right here. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Mr. or Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors, textures, and I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy, both perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it secret, just for you? You know, it's not like he's like cast like some kind of spell on us before. Let's give it to him. Let's reveal it. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decided to dive headfirst. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. This shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent. Uskushi. Together, you chow down on the creamy slaw until a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to that last bite? I like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? He's gonna like examine it in like his lab, like his secret lab that is like hidden away here. You hit this, you move the drumstick to the down, and then it reveals like a hidden like pathway under the chicken. Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize how you realize now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you look look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. One of the framed photos of an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold a fried chicken. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. No, that's not what they're doing, though. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Tap on items to discover more about the Colonel. You take a closer look at the large urn sitting on the pedestal. There's a large plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. The photo of Colonel the photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy? Must have been really important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Chop on line. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just a silvery in color; it is actually made of spun silver. It's scented candle. You pick it up to try and identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of '69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's... You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, I never learned your name. Why should I avenge you? I could tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window crack, and the ghost of the student is swept with a breeze. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment. What number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns to you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Um, no. That sounds awful. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet. You find a row of his signature white suit hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep tug, breathing in his scent. They say home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he sees you, and until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh, crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is the moment to make your big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell the truth. We gotta be honest, guys. Just honesty. You confess. Oh, wait. This is not the honesty I wanted. No, wait! I take it back! I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Gotrons. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. In some jurisdictions, isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast. I just whipped it up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? It's happening all so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're at the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school, after all. University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I was worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, I was just. But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I want a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you just say skydiving as if that's typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And no, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Balling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection was wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp the fact. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? Sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Yeah, sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirlies dipped too. Why don't you pick on somebody your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle, beautiful creature? You got some nerve, Gotron, suggesting I pick on defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Gotrons, how's that Hannah feeling? I'm sure you'll be back into fighting for him by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail, winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? But what about my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear you're passionate about how your food is perceived. That's a lot to say. It was bland. It was bland! Excuse me, Gotrons. I am more than capable to speak for myself. Maybe, maybe you can tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Gotrons. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley who she who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance in an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley. You take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I can use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exams. No! No! That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like, anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe, like, tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting in front of you, and you're pretty good, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Nope, I gotta win this competition. I ain't got time for Colonel Sanders. I'm going to erase him from my mind. I'm gonna cast a forbidden spell. I said I was gonna use this book. I will use these arcane magics to get my advantage. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what it is you were doing. Oh, right. After looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You've got a memory erasing spell. I feel like it's going to keep doing that. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. A pretty good excuse to try it out. Something about this moment feels very familiar. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words. The only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what you were doing. Oh, right. Looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. This is definitely feeling familiar, but not in a good way. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what you were doing. Oh, right. After looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Deep in your heart, you know that proceeding with the spell is a terrible idea. Like, seriously, don't do it. Memories are important. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what you were doing. Oh, right, after looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You've got a memory erasing spell right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. You begin to read it again, knowing that nothing can stop you now. Well, here goes nothing. Hold on to your butt. Oh no, I'm at the beginning of the game. You sleep softly at the morning sun as the morning sun casts a glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever, or you could wake up now. The first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. At the beginning. Okay, we're gonna try and speedrun through this. Try and make all the same decisions, minus the memory erasing spell that we just. Oh, this is such a huge punishment. Oh, I should have tried the rubber ball. Oh, jeez, there's so many decisions too. I'll choose the that was wrong. Yeah. This is horrible. Ba, ba, ba. I'll have to go through that battle part too. This is awful. How could this happen to me? I forget why I did it. Maybe a spell erased my memories. That's Porco. Okay, it won't take long, right? Kind of wants me rest a little bit from reading. just go through all the options again. Want to try and make it as same as it was before. You know, I was warned not to use the dark magics, and they gave me plenty of opportunities to to back off from this mistake. Gosh, sashimi style chicken. Alright, almost back to where we were. Let's. I wonder if there's like some kind of like ending where we just keep trying to cast the spell over and over again. But let's not do that. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose crunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkle stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here! Terrence! I will destroy you! Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You're no better to show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Gotrons, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is enriched by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it after class. Bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clink appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clink's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friend Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Be alright. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beam. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps of his side of his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Bzz, beep, bzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep friend footwear, I think it's supposed to be deep fried. This guy has a lot of spelling grammatical errors. I guess it looks okay. Clanks. What? I don't know. Maybe it was meant to be a pun. But that's just a weird one. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Trademark. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. I see you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say this out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, you don't need anyone. But me and you, that's right, me and you, someone, um, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off on the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, oops, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a big ranch big enough for both of us, and whoever else we want to bring along, you know? If it's not Pop or Clang, or anyone else you want to meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup, and I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed Man-Man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test of recipe you've been working on. Gotron's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Gotrons, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You don't usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice, just ignore it like there's no sound at all. Honesty, guys. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie, with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no. I can spell it was made with a heaping helping of tender loving care. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Well, it's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I can eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that will push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes, per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty bitty pot of broth. Best friend, bastard, blaster! Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. $5 pressure cooker, point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has a spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil? Colonel was talking about not always taking the easy way, so I guess we'll do it the hard way. As much as I still want to cast a spell, it's gonna punish me again for casting a spell. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you're chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Gotrons. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Gotrons, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice Miriam at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food? Short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling into the dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spark Monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spark Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. Oh, oops, I didn't read that. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of that cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spark Monster, notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it. Sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spark pup back in the Yellow Country. You can feel Spark Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep within yourself. Give up and drop out of culinary school. Summon extra power. I can do this. I have what it takes, and I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange at... Why? Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are ready, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for it. Yes, Gotrons, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you summon immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery! You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Gotrons. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure, innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom, hugged by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, how am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's nothing. Somehow I think he must have gotten unplugged. I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto maki I spy afloat its itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please, call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Gotrons, for helping me to believe in myself. Van Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn urchin shell, topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkle leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't. But he can't get his nose close enough to account to all of the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof, woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue. The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat the kiss for my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Just excuse me. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount sympathy. This isn't the last you heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another minute, Sprinkle graciously laps a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It is time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite wonderful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Gotrons? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. I suppose you can smell it if you are absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard. My gosh, voices are hard. This isn't the last you heard of me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. Well, that looks good. He examines it closely and sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Maybe I'm just really hungry right now. Like looking at all the food. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I'd seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you pass. You get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the bowl of mac and cheese. They all seem to transcend this reality and into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete, everyone has graduated, and the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive, high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Ow, ow, ow. You know that you knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Van Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spark Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spark Monster is no more. From here on out, I would prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking about Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for a good reason. Walking the carpet, you see, perched atop his dirty chef's hat, a crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, but so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparkling and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing that talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough just to bring them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. Oh, wait. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Gotrons, what are you doing here, doing sitting all alone? Oh, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know. A spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from a university cooking school academy for learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be glad to spend it together with you, Gotrons. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. What? Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing with him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh my dear Gotrons, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually, and along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. When you need a college degree to dance with somebody. uh, oh gosh, that's loud. Oh, it's loud. I'll turn it down for like everyone else, but this is gonna hurt me. So there, that was a game. uh, it doesn't seem like there's like any other paths. It's just like funny dialogue options. I wonder if I hit continue. Where will it take me? It just takes us here. Okay. Well, there, there it is. I love you, Colonel Sanders. A finger looking good dating simulator. That was a ride. Oh gosh, that was an experience. I don't know. It was fun. Just it was fun. Just like doing all the dumb voices and stuff. Like if I just like played this without reading everything out loud, I think I would not have had such a enjoyable time. Load game. I guess we can just go to any point in the game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it didn't look like there's like anything missing. Yeah, so I guess that's the entire game. Unless I missed something. So yeah, that was the game. That was KFC Dating Sim. Thanks for everyone who stopped by, everyone who chatted. Although there wasn't a lot of chatting because I was too busy reading. But yeah, I will catch you guys next time, probably next Tuesday, with some kind of stream. We'll find out. Yeah, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Bang bang. Bye. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.